Okay, group number one, thank you for purchasing this extended video. So like I said in the YouTube reading, we're going to be talking about your friend group that you are manifesting, and then we are going to be talking about an additional blessing that's coming into your life. Okay, so the first two cards out, the Strength card and the Sudden Wealth card. Okay, so I feel like this friend group is going to be, and I do have to clarify too that I'm hearing intuitively like this could be a friend group of multiple people, or this could be like in one friend coming into your life. I do feel like it's more than one, but for some of you, this is like like a specific friend that's coming into your life. For some of you, it's like an online following that you're building, like the friends could be like online friends pretty much. So it could be like an online group or following that you are either starting or building or joining, something along those lines. But it's definitely somewhere where you feel like you finally fit in. So, like I said, the Strength card is here and the Sudden Wealth card is here in the reverse. So I do feel like this friend group is going to help you to kind of overcome some things that you have been struggling with. And what's coming to mind is all of those tweets and things on the internet that you see that says, if you don't love yourself, no one else will love you. Or it's like this online thing where people think that you can self-love to the point where you don't need anybody, or they make it seem like you have to reach this certain level of healed perfection before you can even be comfortable manifesting, people who love you, which isn't the case, because, healing is a non-stop thing. It's not something that has like a start and end point necessarily. So therefore you don't have to be like 100% healed and perfect in order to manifest like people who love you into your life. There's still going to be some things that you are working on, still going to be some things that you are trying to overcome, and your friend group can actually help you to overcome these things, because there's certain issues in our life that we try to overcome on our own. And, I guess that's admirable, to try to do it on your own for sure. But then we come to find that it becomes a million times easier to overcome it once we have a group or like a support system. Like for example, if we break up with someone and we are grieving the loss of the relationship, yes, it is I suppose a good thing that you have the ability to kind of sit with your feelings and kind of like, self-soothe and give yourself that self-love and self-compassion. But it does make the healing process much easier when you have like a group of people who are, loving you, supporting you, uplifting you, and things like that. So if you have just some things that you've been trying to overcome that have just been kind of difficult for you, that have been kind of weighing on your heart, I feel like this group can definitely help you to overcome that. It could be like the missing piece of your healing process. The support aspect of it can be the missing piece of your healing process. So the next two cards are the World card and also the House card in the reverse. So I do feel like these friends or these connections are going to help to get you out of your comfort zone and going to push you towards certain things that you're meant to achieve or certain things that you're meant to accomplish. Like I said, people really underestimate the importance or the benefit of having like a good support system. Like your support system can really take you to new heights. It reminds me of this TED talk that I was watching, where they were basically discussing how, in order to reach your goals or in order to live like, an abundant life, isolation will be the thing that can actually kill that for you. Having a support system can actually be the thing that pushes you out of that kind of like stagnant energy and helps you to move forward towards the things that you want to achieve and the things that you want to accomplish. So I do feel like that's the energy that I'm getting with this friend group, is you stepping out of your comfort zone and kind of being uplifted and pushed towards the next stage of your life where you're meant to achieve or accomplish certain things. Let me see. Let's see if any other messages are coming through for that card. I'll come back to that because I feel like there's something else that's trying to come through, but it's like not coming through for some reason. So I'll come back to that card. But the next two cards are the Tower card and then the Courtship card. Excuse me. So like I said before in the YouTube video, I do feel like this friend group is going to be surprising to you. Like, even though you're trying to manifest them, a part of you has sort of given up hope. And that's another misconception too. A lot of people say like, oh yeah, you have to be in a high vibration and you have to be hopeful to manifest. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes all it really takes is setting your intentions and then detaching from the outcome in order to get what it is that you want. So if you are someone who has kind of given up hope on finding like friendship, finding connection because you've been disappointed so much, no worries, because you're still going to get it. You know, you don't have to be like 100% full of hope and love and light in order for the universe to bless you. Because sometimes, you know, life really happens, and sometimes it's hard to have faith. It's hard to have, you know, hope when things have constantly gone wrong or people have constantly disappointed you. But the universe is, you know, merciful, and is going to give you what it is that your heart has been desiring, despite the fact that you might have lost hope, you know? So I do feel like these people are going to come into your life very unexpectedly and meet your expectations. And for once, it will be a pleasant surprise. Because what I'm hearing is that for a lot of you, your surprises when it's come to connections, friendships, and people have not been pleasant. It has been like those types of surprises that are somewhat traumatizing, like the betrayals, the walking out, the abandonment, things like that. But this time it's going to be a good surprise. Like, these people come into your life is a good thing. And like I said, they are going to meet your expectations, and they're going to kind of change. They're going to kind of rewire your brain, because our experiences shapes our brain and shapes our way of thinking overall. And so when you have a positive experience, you know, when you have a negative experience, it shapes the way you think, right? Like if you've been betrayed by friends or by family and things like that, it shapes the way you think. It shapes the way you look at yourself. It shapes the way you look at other people. So when you have these positive experiences, it does the opposite. It shapes, you know, the way you look at yourself in a good way. It shapes the way you look at other people in a good way. So I do feel like these new positive connections and experiences is going to restructure and reshape your brain. And the world in general is just going to start to look brighter to you. You're going to start to feel more hopeful. Because just having good people around you can really do that, you know, and a lot of people underestimate that. A lot of people, like I said, you know, it's a good thing that a lot of people are on like the self-love wave and things like that, but you just cannot underestimate the power of having positive experiences with good people, and how it really does shape you in a good way, and it really does help you to see the world in a more positive light. And that could be another reason why, like I said, this group of friends can actually push you towards, you know, your destiny and the things that you're supposed to be accomplishing, because they could give you a more positive worldview, which could lead to you putting more energy and effort into fulfilling your goals and dreams and things like that. I'm really trying to see this house card. It feels like there's something that wants to come through. I hear stepping out of your comfort zone. I'm going to pull one more card for that. Okay, 2 cards came out. Main, male card, and the pathway card. Okay, so I feel like for those of you especially who have been kind of lost, meaning that you don't really know exactly which direction you want to go in life, these friends are going to be very inspirational to you and very motivational. It feels like either some of them or all of them are going towards something in life. They have like specific goals that they're actively working towards, and that's actually going to motivate you, and it's also going to unlock something that you're passionate about. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. Let's say that you have no clue what it is that you want to do with your life, right? And then you meet this group of friends, and all of them are aspiring artists. Like, they all are artists, and they all are working on their craft, and their goal is to eventually become full-time artists. You could then remember that you had some sort of, you know, artistic talent when you were younger that you never really nurtured. And so they can inspire you to start nurturing it. And then that could get you on your path towards becoming an artist yourself. You see what I'm saying? Just an example. It's like, it's going to be something about this group that either they motivate you towards the goals that you already have, or they open up your eyes to something that you are passionate about that you haven't been pursuing, and then you start pursuing it. So they definitely help to lead you in the right direction for sure. So not only, you know, is this a fun group that you can kind of escape life with and just be, you know, fun and silly with, and go out on fun outings and stuff like that, but it's also the other side of it where they are motivating you to also do better in life. It's not just all like an escapist thing. They help you to also engage in life and work towards, you know, creating an ideal life for yourself, which is a beautiful thing. I also see them being very encouraging. I'm hearing a lot of like pep talks, like when you're down. It seems like a group of like motivational speakers, sort of, is what I'm hearing. It's like I hear each person like has the gift of being able to motivate each other, like knowing exactly the right words to say to push the other person out of like, this stagnant energy. So, like I said, this is a very beautiful thing. So yeah, that group of friends is coming. So be ready, prepare yourself, because they're definitely on the way. So the additional blessing that I am seeing for you, we have the mural card, and it says, be your own first priority. Okay, so what I'm seeing with this card is that, well, first, I'm hearing that you're going to have a lot more free time to relax. I'm not really sure exactly why that is. This could be for different reasons depending on who's listening to this, but that's the first thing that I heard, is that you're going to have some more free time to relax. For some of you, this could be that you maybe just ended something that has been extremely stressful, and you're going to come to find that your body is going to be much more relaxed and your mind is going to be much more relaxed. And so I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this. It feels like something in your past was taking up a lot of your time and energy. Even if it wasn't physically taking up your time, it could have been taking up a lot of space in your head. And so it was very hard for you to relax. It could have been very hard for you to like really focus on yourself and put yourself as your first priority, because whatever this was, it was taking up so much time and attention. Like, for example, maybe you were just in a relationship that was just very stressful, and you spent so much energy trying to fix the relationship or being fixated on it that you didn't really have time for yourself. You didn't really have time to prioritize yourself. You didn't even have, time to even think too much about yourself, because your brain was always so much, cluttered with trying to figure out how to fix this connection. So you could have walked away from it, and now you have much more free time. You have much more energy that's freed up, and you have more time to really focus on yourself and prioritize yourself above all things. And that could tie into the other blessing of the friends coming in, because, once you make room in your life, that's usually when blessings start coming in. And this doesn't, again, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to relay this message, because I'm getting so many. This doesn't just have to be like you left a connection necessarily. This could be that you had a habit that you took part in every single day, and it took up a lot of headspace, because sometimes negative habits, especially when we know that they're negative, not only do they take up a lot of time, but they take up a lot of headspace, right? Because even after we're done doing whatever it is that we're doing, we start to feel bad or start to feel guilty about it, because we know that it's not the right thing to do. Like, for example, let's say that we say, okay, I'm going to start eating more healthy, right? And then we completely throw that out the window because we want a specific type of junk food in the moment. So we give in, we buy it, we eat it, it feels good in the moment, but then afterwards you're like, oh, I was supposed to be eating healthy, and then you kind of beat yourself up over it. It just takes up a lot of energy to like upkeep a bad habit when you know it's bad. Like, when you know it's a negative habit and you actually want to change, it actually drains you and takes up a lot of energy, with you shaming yourself and then doing it again, then shaming yourself and doing it again. So for a lot of you, you could be moving away from a bad habit, and that actually is going to free up so much of your mental energy and so much of your time as well, because you won't be spending your time doing the bad habit, and you also won't be spending your time thinking about the fact that you weren't supposed to be doing the bad habit. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. An additional blessing for you. It's like your energy being freed up, your head space being freed up, no longer like being clouded with these negative thoughts and weighed down by them to the point where they're draining you. No more of your energy and your time being wasted on negativity or toxicity. It's like you're finding a way to finally break free from that. So that is a beautiful thing. I want to pull one more card for that. There is a cat in this picture, so some of you could be getting a pet. I'm laughing because I had an incident with a cat that I just tweeted about. I was talking about how there's a cat that roams around my apartment complex, and I've been trying to make friends with it, and it keeps on rejecting me. Like, cats, they're such a tough crowd. Like, I can never win cats over. People who cats just gravitate towards are so lucky. I always wanted to be one of those people, but I've been trying to make friends with this cat that roams around my apartment complex. It's a stray, and it just will not make friends with me. So my twin flame came to visit me, and he was walking into my apartment, and lo and behold, the cat was trying to follow him into my apartment. So the cat was literally curving me and rejecting me. But like the minute my twin flame pulled up, he's not even from this city, he's not even from around here. The minute he pulled up and was visiting me, the cat just took a liking to him and was trying to follow him into the house. It was so disrespectful. I was ranting about it on Twitter. I was so pissed. But anyway, that's why I laughed at the cat thing, the cat being in the picture. But for some of you, you could be getting a pet as well. That could be a blessing that is coming in for you. Possibly an emotional support animal is what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm getting a couple of messages now. Like, now I feel like my crown is like fully opening and I'm getting a lot of messages. For some of you, a blessing that's coming in is that you are reawakening some sort of artistic ability, something that you were once good at and you put off, or something that you always wanted to be good at and you put it off, and now you are finally reawakening it. And I did say this on Twitter a couple weeks ago as well. I had like an intuitive download about this, that a lot of people are going to be reawakening their creative abilities that they had to stop for some reason. Like, let's say when you were a kid, you were good at something artistically, but you were never encouraged by your parents to do it. So you kind of just stopped doing it. And you might think about it like, man, if my parents would have just kept me, you know, in those piano lessons, I could be like a world famous piano player by now. If my parents would have just kept me in those guitar lessons, I could have been a guitar player right now, going on tour with Willow Smith. You see what I'm saying? It's like those creative talents, or just talents in general, or hobbies or interests in general that was never nurtured when you were younger. It might be time to pick them back up, and it is never too late to pick it back up, and it's never too late to master them. So keep that in mind, and that could be a blessing that is coming your way. So that is it. I really hope that this was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for purchasing this extended video, and I will see you guys in my next video.